Welcome into the live stream here from McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. Starting a couple of minutes late. My fault. I was a little preoccupied when Siskey got here, and I was a little late getting started. I mistimed my day by about 3 minutes, and here we are with 3 minutes. What's up?
I'm sitting here reading in the Cooper Chevrolet chat here, sitting here reading. Somebody's got their a unique username. They thought it was the bots, and somebody said their boy took their. I wonder who that is. What is your normal name? It's Cambray's Shorts 52 with a pink heart. I'm wondering who it is. That's great.
Says no bots. All right. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
a lot of things that happen, so we're going to get rolling here. Thanks for everybody being in the stream. A little scheduling note for you. We won't have a show Monday. We'll have a show. If you made me guess, I would guess it's going to be a Wednesday late afternoon, early evening show. It'll be a combined edition, sort of a crossover edition of Hand Raise Guys and also McCready and Siskey. I don't know what we'll call it. We'll probably just call it Hand Raise Guys. That'd be easiest. I've got the stuff built. We'll do that show. We'll take your calls, and then that'll be it for us until sometime in 2024 when we sort of get back into the groove. Tyler's got some travel next week. I've got travel the week after that. Tyler's got some travel in early January, and then we'll reconvene.
Yeah, lots of traveling.
All right, here we go.
Let's do it, man.
Welcome into episode 141 of McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal McCready. That is Tyler Siskey here on The Big Show. Tyler, how are you?
Now that I got my Valencia Orange going, I'm doing good. It's been we'll get to it. It's been a rough 24 hours for your boy, but and around the world. But I'm going to determine. I've gotten all my emotion out, so I'm not going to be emotional about it. I've gone through all the stages of grief.
Well,
but I'm going to be.
I'll tell you this as we go, and I'll tell you also let me take care of some business. Brought to you by Rain Total Body Fuel. 300 milligrams natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more. All of our programming also brought to you by Twisted Tea. Don't forget Twisted Tea. It's the drink that fuels fun and celebrates your love for college football. Keep it twisted.
And also the Cooper Chevrolet chat is already hot. It's going to be hot after we get started today. So just remind everybody, this weekend for the first selection of over 75 quality pre-owned imports and domestic price to fit under your Christmas tree. Make sure you check them out at cooperchevrolet.com or call at 256-236-4481. That's 256-236-4481. Get in touch with those guys. They'll get you taken care of and get you a nice car under your Christmas tree.
Hey, real quick before we get started, have you been listening to Who Shot JFK, the new podcast, Rob Reiner and Soledad O'Brien?
I have not.
Really good.
I have not.
I was very cynical about how good it would be because I was afraid I wouldn't like them. Really good.
Who Shot, I'll write it down. Who Shot JFK?
I think that's what it's called. I'm listening to a couple of different JFK things as we speak right now, but I listened to the latest episode last night on my walk. Who Killed JFK?
Who Killed JFK?
Who Killed JFK? It's Rob Reiner, Soledad O'Brien. Really good. I'll give credit where credit's due. I've really enjoyed it. Each episode's about 40 minutes.
Okay.
They do one a week. They've really done a good job.
Oh, so this is an ongoing podcast. This isn't like a series.
Yeah, it will be a series, but as they're releasing it one at a time. They started back in the middle of November with episode 1. They're really good.
All right, I got some driving to do. So.
And they don't mention the blood squib. No blood squib.
No blood squib.
No blood squib.
That was a highly disappointing moment for me in that movie. Yeah. I was all locked in, and I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah, I'm listening to another one where today they interviewed Abraham Zapruder. I mean, this was recorded a long time ago, obviously. Abraham Zapruder would dispute the blood squib theory.
I would probably...
he was 65 feet from Kennedy with that film. Did you know that? The Zapruder film? He was 65 feet away.
Well, I did not know that until when you go there... That's one thing you notice is
the column where he was standing.
Well, just how tight everything is.
Yeah.
Like in your mind, you're thinking, "Oh, this is way away." No, you're snug.
Yeah.
It's not a big field or anything. They're pretty tight.
So anyway, two topics at hand. I will tell you what I told you a minute ago. I'll say it for the record. If I were you, if I were Tyler Siskey, I'm not Tyler Siskey, but if I were, when I went home from work tonight, I would give Aaron Siskey a big kiss, and I would say, "Let me go get a soda out of the fridge," and then I would just say, "How's your day?" And then while she's starting to talk, and your attention span uh, drifts off after 6 or 7 seconds, while she's beginning to sound like the teacher from Charlie Brown, the thought that I would ruminate in my head is, thank God I got out of this. I got out at the right time. I escaped the madness. Good for me. And then sometime I'd bring myself back as she's finishing up and just go, that's nice, and hope that what she said was good.
Yeah.
And even if she didn't, it doesn't matter because you had a good day.
Yeah. That part, we'll talk about it. I have mixed emotions. I actually do.
I know you do.
There's part of me that I'm not part of me. I'm very grateful, very thankful that I got out when I did and able to. I'm still involved. I'm still involved as, I just don't technically decide where they go or say yes or no, but I still do the exact same thing I've always done. So I still feel a part in what I'm doing. And that is the letter A space part for you. I feel a part of what we're doing. With that being said, I don't want to see, like, we have officially put the entire, and it's not just football, we've put collegiate athletics in the trash can for what we knew it. And I'm not a guy that's stuck on, hey, we got to, I'm not like hesitant to change. I'm all about change. I just think it was we started kicking this can down the road about 5 years ago. Instead of fixing the problems, we continued to kick the can down the road instead of fixing the problems and addressing the hard issues. And I say we, as in college football, college athletics, NCAA, whatever you want to do it, instead of fixing the problems and having the tough conversations when they came up to prevent all this shit, we live in a world where people are afraid of confrontation. They're afraid of the hard way out. They want to take the easy way out every time. And by kicking that easy button, hitting the easy button and kicking that can down the road, here we sit on the verge of not the verge. It's official. There's nothing they can do about to stop, I think, the demise of college athletics. It's just a matter. It's not if. It's more when.
All right, hold on a second. I need to do one thing while you're talking. I'm multitasking. Someone says Key Lawrence just committed. I've got that story ready.
Oh, you're going to just go admin and copy and paste?
Yeah.
Do you copy and paste or you move it?
No.
How does your system work?
I've already got it ready. I just got to hit publish.
Publish. That is the button.
Just got to hit publish on it. So we'll continue just to sort of talk. Why don't you set the stage of what happened with NCAA versus Ohio while I'm doing that real quick?
All right. So the NCAA got taken to court. There was a temporary restraining order for 14 days. Basically, in a nutshell, Cliff Notes version, saying that the NCAA is violating antitrust laws by not allowing players to play immediately following transfer. Basically, taking the 2 transfer rule out and throw it in the trash can. All right, so that's the basis of the rule. The NCAA responded by saying that anything that took place in the next 14 days, they were not going to retroactively punish if you decided to use those rules. And there are teams, and I think Ole Miss has a basketball player. I know we got a lot of Ole Miss fans on here that are aware of that, but obviously we got people that listen from everywhere. Ole Miss has a very good basketball player that this has affected and has not gotten his Brandon Murray has not gotten his waiver approved. So he
started his career at LSU and then continued it at Georgetown before transferring to Ole Miss.
Gotcha. So obviously that would affect them. I got a couple problems I don't agree with. I think when you're a politician, I don't believe politics belongs in sports. That's the first thing. I have every politician has ulterior motives, and the only ulterior motive they have is how can I help myself? So you have to ask. The guy who spearheaded this was the Attorney General from West Virginia. I bet you wouldn't have any idea who his sports team is, Neal.
I would bet that he is a West Virginia Mountaineers fan.
And he is upset because they had a basketball player that got deemed ineligible. So he wanted to go and, he was so worried about his Mountaineers and this that he doesn't care about everybody else. Well, the other thing it accomplished is he wants to get reelected. So he's real popular in the state of West Virginia today. He's probably going to get reelected Attorney General. So that's why I don't. That's okay if you want to do that. I'm cool with that, but don't try to do it under the disguise that you're doing it for the betterment of student athletes. Because here's the truth: whenever this all gets washed out, no matter how we do it, Neal, there's 800 different avenues we can go down to quote unquote fix this. At the end of the day, the only way to fix this, and me and you both know this, but people don't want to listen, is this is going to cost people opportunities in life. So there's going to be, whether it's female sports or you go down this whole employment route or whatever you want to do, there is going to be opportunities taken away from people, and then there's no way to prevent that from happening. So this one kid can play basketball. We're going to go through this whole deal. So it's going to cost people opportunities. And where I get frustrated, and where I was ill yesterday, I'm not today, I'm kind of over it today, but where I get frustrated probably more than anything is this is just yet another example of people not understanding the way that the NCAA works, or don't call it the NCAA, let's call it college athletics. People don't understand how college athletics works, and they want to get involved with college athletics, not understanding the whole picture. And they're making very short-sighted, nearsighted decisions, and they don't look at the consequences of the decisions. That's where if I have frustration, it's not about change.
Sure.
It's about the nearsightedness of people making decisions, and it really frustrates me that's what's killing the sports, college athletics, not just football.
So it's a 2-week temporary restraining order. They'll meet again on December the 27th in that same courtroom. I've read a lot about this in the last 24 hours. You and I have differing opinions on this. I don't know whether who's right, who's wrong. I don't know that it really matters.
I don't know that we disagree, to be honest with you. I don't think I disagree with you.
I think that the temporary restraining order is going to turn into a preliminary injunction, and that this order will remain in effect indefinitely, or until there's a court hearing, or until a higher court potentially overrules it. I don't think that this temporary restraining order is going to go away, and that it's my opinion based on what I've read. I'm certainly no legal scholar. It's possible that I've misread a lot, but I have read a lot about it. And if that happens, if I'm right, it's going to be wild to see what happens effective December the 28th. Because essentially, if that happens, I mean, here's essentially what that ruling would mean. Everyone is a free agent.
Everybody.
Literally everybody.
What if Roger, like, this is the short-sightedness, right? It's like, cool, your basketball player gets to play. That's awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I said yesterday. I said, the first thing when it came down, I saw everybody go, "Hey, Brandon Murray's eligible," and I was like, "Yeah, he is. That's true.
That is true. Yes, it is. You're right."
But this thing could get wild, because
could be.
Well, I mean, literally,
Neal, it's going to be.
Yeah.
There's no avoiding that.
I mean, literally, basketball players could transfer at the semester break.
Well,
and go to a new team
again
this season.
Wait a minute. The rules state. Now, I don't know how much rules there are that actually stand right at this point in time, and that's what we're going to get to in a minute. You cannot play once the season starts. You cannot play on two different
teams. Okay,
now, but that's a rule. I mean, what rules matter?
That might be the next frontier.
Right?
Okay, but let's go to football for a minute.
Okay.
We're in a portal window right now.
We are. Isn't that just look? If you want to come up with a 14-day period to have this one ain't it, boss.
Yeah. We're in a portal window right now. There's a quiet period that kicks in on Sunday.
Yep.
Meaning that you can't have anyone on campus. It's not a dead period. It's a quiet period. You can still have communication, but it can't be in person.
That's correct.
That goes until, I believe, January the 11th, I think. If I'm off a day, I'm off a day or two, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's the Thursday or Friday after the convention. So
Okay. For some reason, I think it's the 11th, but I might be off a day, but whatever. It doesn't
it's
matter.
the Thursday or Friday after the national
Okay.
championship game.
There you go. The championship games. It doesn't
Go
matter.
ahead.
None of it matters. And then another live period begins until the first Wednesday in February, which I think this year's doesn't matter.
First Wednesday in February.
First Wednesday in February. And then that's the kind of the end of that period. The portal period, essentially this portal period ends at the drop add date of the spring semester of whatever school he or she is transferring to.
That's correct.
And then in May, there's another portal period, May 1st through the 15th, I believe.
It's 14 days this year.
So May 1
or
through
15 days.
Yeah, whatever. But the first half of May, essentially, you can get back in the portal. And as long as you're in the portal by that date, 14th, 15th, whatever it is, you can transfer in time to play in the 2024 season.
That's correct.
Okay. Before yesterday, the one-time transfer thing was still in effect, meaning that you had one free transfer. Now, if this temporary restraining order is the new rule of the day, if it leads to being the rule of the day, you have as many free transfers as you want up until your eligibility has been expired. And maybe that's the next thing. You will have infinite eligibility.
Don't laugh.
I'm not.
Because
I know.
that's a possibility.
Yeah. So
that's another thing. I didn't even have that down.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
This could be a 10-year episode, by the way.
My brain's not big enough for that.
My brain has been just blown up for the last 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to do that. If that's the case, two things. One, these are competitive people, and they will begin to operate under that set of rules. And that set of rules is utter chaos. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. I'll be honest. And I think I've thoroughly pissed off Chase. I think he's mad at me right now.
I haven't been able to listen yet.
I think he's concerned. Okay, he's very concerned about the future of it. What happens? I get it. He's younger than I am.
Oh, there is no future.
And I look at it, for whatever reason, I'm able to kind of look at it from, I don't know whether this makes me good at what I do or really bad at what I do or somewhere in between. I don't know. Probably in the eye of the beholder. I'm able to sort of look at it from like 30,000 feet, sort of dispassionately. You know this.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at it and go, stuff changes. That's what I think to myself. And I told you this, right? And I don't know why I thought about this last night. Because I'm married to a woman who does not have any interest in this. So I was thinking about it just kind of to myself, and we talked about it for a second. She could tell she was just really a lot more interested in other things. I don't blame her. Good for her. But I thought to myself, I'd seen a picture the other day, and it was like, I'm really into history, and I like to look at pictures of cities and stuff. And it was a picture of the city of New York. And it was like in the 20s. It's of Times Square. Looking obviously nothing like it looks today. And, I thought to myself, wonder what New York looked like in 1960, 1980, before 9/11. What does it look like today? Things change. It's for us to arrogantly assume that the sport or the college athletics landscape is going to look today what it looked like 20 years ago. I mean, it doesn't look anything like it looked 20 years ago when you got started, when you were coaching at Arkansas State, at Northwestern State. To assume that it's not going to continue to change over the next 10, 15, 20 years is stupid. It's naive. It's arrogant. It's dumb. It's whatever word you want to use. And so here we go. And I do believe, like you, I think there are a lot of people, because they're so emotional about it, that they have not really considered what the ramifications of unlimited transfers will be. What will that look like? What will that do? And I think it does a lot to a lot of people. And I think it ultimately is going to lead to smaller rosters. I think it's going to lead to less opportunity for high school kids. I saw Pete, Coach Deweese, in the thread, and he was talking about how he hates what's going to happen to the trickle down. And I'm with him completely. I think
that's already started.
Yeah, it's going to lead to less opportunity. You know, for the players who are good enough to cash in year over year, good for you. Hey, I mean, I tip my hat. Seriously, get your bag. I don't have a problem getting paid. I harbor no ill will towards any kid who looks at this from an opportunistic standpoint and goes, January 1, man, or I'm hopping in the portal.
There's actually, just so I know, the portal closes on the 2nd.
Yeah.
But you have a window after your season is over with. So teams that go further than that, it doesn't close. So you're going to have, like, let's say Alabama and Texas play in the national championship game, there's going to be, like, from the time your season ends, you have I forgot the date. I mean, there's a certain amount of days that you got to actually get back in. So there's actually going to be more go in.
And I anticipate that if this holds, May 1st, instead of it being because last May it wasn't particularly chaotic. It was just some guys jumped in. It wasn't nearly as widespread as it was in December. I would anticipate if this holds that it will be chaos.
Neal, if it holds, May 1st, when the portal window opens, will be the most chaotic transfer portal window in the history. I mean, a small history. It'll make what we're doing now look like kiddie play.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. Okay?
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have all these kids. They're going to go through this thing called spring practice. And they're going to look over and they're going to go, I ain't playing. I'm a 3. Or they brought in this guy, this high school kid, and they're pushing him or whatever it is. But I'm a 3 because, I'm a transfer from whatever university and I can't go anywhere. Every single kid that wants to play and is below a 2 on the depth chart, they're gone. I mean, gone. And some people not starting. You're gonna be left. Everybody that wants to play, every quarterback that wants to play football, when May 1st gets here, and they're not the number 1 quarterback, and if they were recruited at all, their ass is going to the portal. You don't think they saw Brock Vandagriff get $800,000 from Kentucky?
Yeah,
their ass is gone. So you're telling me I can sit here and make nothing or $50,000, but I'm heavily recruited and I can go there and do that? Oh shit. Peace.
Sure, of course.
I'm gone.
No, I know. And then play a year, and then if it doesn't,
if it doesn't work out,
and then
get your bag and do it again.
But if it does work out, this was the example I used. Like if I'm Jalen Milroe, if I'm Jackson Dart, if I'm anybody, Jalen hasn't transferred before, so he could do it regularly. If I'm one of these guys who's already used a transfer, I might just go put some feelers out. I might just put my line in the water and go, hey, who's biting? Why not? Right?
Hey, you're the starting quarterback and you don't like and you get
even
if
you do like it.
Yeah, you can go see if you can get more.
Even if you do like it, that's my point. You don't have to be disgruntled.
That's true. It's just gonna be
what would
shit show.
I'm using Jackson because his name comes up. I don't think this is likely at all. I've not heard this, but what would Jackson Dart get in the open market right now as a quarterback?
$1 million.
Yeah.
Conservatively.
Yeah.
Somebody would pay it.
Yeah.
Somebody would for sure pay it.
And he might end up getting that here. My point is,
I don't know. I don't know.
I have no idea. My point is a guy like him. I'm not using him to get everybody into an Ole Miss mindset, but a guy like him. Why not?
Jalen Milroe, any of them.
Any of them. Just, hey, let's see what's out there. So, Milroe could do it anyway because he's never transferred is my point. But now you don't have that limit. You don't have to think, okay, well, do I give this one more year before no, just go for it. And I don't know what that ends up looking like on rosters. Yes. And then from a fan standpoint, and I've done a fan poll today. Handful of people that I know who are big fans. I'm like, if a roster turned over 2/3 every year, does it bother you? Every single fan has said exactly what I thought they would say. Nope.
I think they're used to that at this point in time. I don't think to me that's not as big. Like I don't think that's going to be as big of a deal.
Then if that's not a big deal, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I mean,
But here's the thing.
I'm looking at this just kind of dispassionately going, so what?
It won't be, though. And
Okay,
this is where I'm going at, okay? Because at any given time, okay, and we're already there to some extent, but we're really going to be there now. All it takes is one giant, passionate fan booster that has more money than God say, I want to win a national championship next year. And they can literally go purchase. Like, all kidding aside, here's what I'll do. Cole, you can clip this. So in case let TikTok do its thing. So I would like to make a request. I'll get back in it. Okay. This is going out to the Saudi PIF fund. Okay. This is going out to the Saudi PIF fund. I will get back in it. You can pick the school of your choice. Pick any of them, as long as they're FBS, because I need to get in the playoff. Okay. Pick the school of your choice. Give me the same money, not me personally. Give me the money to work with that you're paying one golfer and live. One golfer and live. Give me what you gave John Rahm to go play on Live Tour.
What do they give Rahm?
He's getting $600 million.
Okay.
Okay. You give me $600 million. I'll go to Monroe. I'll go to ULL. I can pick a school. That doesn't matter. I'll go to North Texas. I'll go anywhere you want me to go.
Okay.
Next year, when the calendar kicks over, we'll win the national championship in every sport that the NCAA offers. Every sport. Every sport. Not just football, basketball, baseball, rifle, water polo, you name it. If y'all want to have an experiment, we can do that. And so whatever you're giving John Rahm, give me. I'll get back in it, and I guarantee you I'll find a school that will employ me to run their collective or whatever. I'll go there and say, hey, look, you hire me to run your collective. I got a $600 million check here. All right. And we're not changing coaches. We're going to keep coaches the way they are. I'm going to show you how valuable players are. So we'll solve that debate too. Which comes first, the coach or the chicken or the egg? And I'll say, hey, you know what? This rule's in place. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Hey, what are they paying you? I'll double it. They're paying you $1 million to play running back. I'll give you 3. Come on. See ya. I'll go get every player. I'll just build an all-star team. We'll have the draft, the NFL draft, to come around and be like, pick number 1 from North Texas, such and such. Pick number 2 from North Texas, such and such. Pick number 3 from North Texas. The NBA draft will be like that. I'll go get every basketball player. Basketball's not even that expensive. That's cheap. There's not as many players. There's only 12 players. 13. I'll get every sport. It does not matter.
Yeah.
Baseball doesn't matter. I'll be like, Shohei Ohtani. I mean, it doesn't matter. Every single sport will win a national championship in 1 year. That's how asinine this is. And my point of the drill was to say all that to say this. All it takes is for one booster that's got a shit ton of money and board to go buy championships. And again, you can do that to a certain extent now.
You can do that now.
But there's going to be players that have already transferred you couldn't go get.
Oh, yeah.
Now you can go get literally, it's true free agency every year.
Yeah.
Like every year.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pay you, hey, I paid you $1 million this year to come play, and you were like supposed to be a good player. You're not a good player. You're out of here. And you just run it literally free agency every single year and literally take over the entire sport. I mean, excuse me, every sport in athletics by the same price that they gave John Rahm to go play golf.
So I know you talk to coaches. You've talked to coaches all the time. What are they saying about this today?
All right, 2 things. One is they don't think, from a university standpoint, their universities are kind of telling them this won't stick. But I'm kind of with you. I'm like, at this point, I don't trust anybody.
I don't trust the university people on this. Yeah. If they're right, they're right. But I don't think they are.
I'm with kind of where
you know what? I kind of judged it on the NCAA reaction yesterday from the NCAA itself. It was resignation.
Yeah, December 27th, big day. All right. With all that being said, just like you give coaches rules and they'll find a way to manipulate it. Let me tell you what's happening. So while their one player is going to be able to go play for 14 days, if this gets overturned, let's just say it does get overturned. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what this 14-day window, what's West Virginia playing? They're playing 2 basketball games, 3 basketball games next 14 days. So while your player that you were so passionate about, while you were trying to get reelected, he got to play in 3 basketball games. Let me tell you what you did in the process. Okay? This is what you did in the process. I know this is happening, and you can take it or leave it. But coaches around the country, multiple, matter of fact, every single one I've talked to, Neal,
Okay.
are using this little rule that you implemented yesterday. They've missed on the portal maybe in the last 2 years. They've got guys that they took in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an NCAA rule that says, hey, once you take them, they're yours. And then you got to let them finish their degree because we're trying to get the kids educated and get them a degree. All right. Oh, no. You put this bad boy rule in place. Let me tell you what we're going to do. Because you NCAA came out and said, hey, we're not retroactively punishing you for anything. So I'm taking every portal miss that I've had in the last 2 years, and I'm processing their ass. They're out of here. And so they're creating room for new players. So, there's going to be hundreds of I know football. I don't know if any other sports doing it,
okay,
but I can tell you this: there's going to be hundreds of football players around the country that were misses in the portal that are going to be sitting there holding the freaking. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to lose their college education because they haven't performed up to what they thought they were going to be performed to. So you're one guy can play 3 basketball games. You just probably got hundreds. I'd say 100. I'd probably say somewhere in the hundreds, like low 100s. You cost them their college education. Hey, but look, we're doing it for the student athlete though, right? You know that part student comes first. We're doing it for them though, right?
Yeah.
So they can't get their education. Oh, which is another point. These kids transferring every year, if that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
How long do you think it's going to take for them to graduate? Every year, if they lose credits every year.
Well, a lot of them won't.
You're saying they won't get their education? Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
What about APR? What about that? That rule, I guess that doesn't exist anymore either.
Oh, okay. This is new. Ross Dellinger from Yahoo.
Don't you know he's ready to start drinking?
Yeah, because Ross enjoys his bourbon, and I guarantee he's ready to funnel a fifth. NCAA provides clarity on a lingering issue. An athlete who competes in a game over the next 14 days will lose a season of eligibility if the court's ruling is reversed. It counts, in other words. That's a reversal from what they were saying yesterday.
But they wouldn't lose a year because they're not playing in the percentage of games. Does that make sense? Like in 14 days, you're not going to play whatever it is, 20% of your season. Just like football, you got 4 games, you know?
That's true.
So it doesn't. I mean, yes, I get what everybody's saying, but it's not going to count. So, I mean, that's nice that they said that. They just, you know why they said that? They were like, oh, we got teeth, but really don't because it really won't count. Because if Brandon, you just said Brandon Murray, right?
Yes.
All right, so if Brandon Murray plays, and how many games do they have the 27th? 2 or 3?
They play Saturday, again on Tuesday, and then they play on the 23rd in Biloxi, and then
it's not even 10% of their
3
games. Not even 10% of their games.
Right.
So he can play in all 3, and it won't count as a year.
My guess is he will not play.
Yeah, that's a different conversation, right? You don't want to mess up flow, and I mean you're trying to get ready for conference play. I don't know. Is that consideration, or am I just
probably not? I think it's just you're not going to screw with it if you'd like to know whether they'll probably wait till the 27th.
Like that would be a very tough football question for me. Like if you told me I had if this happened in the middle of football season, right, and I had a guy, I'd play him, but I wouldn't make him the starter because I think you can mess up your chemistry. You know, kids get pissed if you all of a sudden they've been starting for 9 games and you go in and you start a kid ahead of them.
Right.
So I could see that being a culture chemistry issue within your own team. So, but yeah, that's really all I want to say about it. I'm done with being emotional.
Have the Forrest Gump moment.
Yeah, I
don't have to say about that.
I'm very again, my emotional involvement where I get upset, and I haven't been upset today. Have you noticed that? I haven't yelled. I hadn't said the F word one time.
I was anticipating like a physical confrontation. That's one of the reasons I did a Peloton ride before you got here. I wanted to be loose.
No, I've gotten all that out. I don't. It's almost to the point now that it's like I don't know how. I mean, I've been saying this for 5 years, man. I said it on this show. Once you allow a kid to transfer twice, now we're gonna have a problem, you know. And
I've told you for a long time I thought this was coming.
And if but here's the other reason. Part of the reason they got their TRO yesterday was because they allowed some to do it and some not. So this goes back to, hey, Once you allow it to happen one time, that's all they need.
Toothpaste out of the tube.
If they would just make the rule and stuck with it, we wouldn't be having this problem right now. And so that went back to what I was talking about. Where I get frustrated is instead of handling the problems and addressing them when they happen, we hate confrontation. So we want to hit the easy button because we want to be liked by everybody. Fuck that. Do it right. And that's what I get frustrated when people, they don't have, the saying when people have blinders on, they don't have blinders on. They're looking through a microscope. They truly cannot see the forest because the trees are in the way. And they don't think down the road with the consequences of their decisions. As long as it satisfies their immediate need for gratification in whatever that situation is. In my opinion, the whole point of this is what can I do to be popular with the people of West Virginia so I can get reelected? And I'm a West Virginia Mountaineers fan, so what can I do to get my guy to play basketball? So that's all.
And it's also it's a continuation of kind of the COVID stuff, the 2020 stuff, all the stuff that happened where it was just make a lot of rash decisions for political gratification, not really thinking about the ramifications, and then the ramifications come. Listen, I've said this for a while. I thought multi-year transfers, unlimited transfers was going to become part of the landscape. I do. I still do. I don't think this changes it. I just think this is going to be a new path, and a lot of people get upset about it. And for whatever reason, I've long thought this would happen, and here we are. And I just kind of look at it like, okay, we'll adjust.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to skip over the next one. While we're staying in portal news and things like that, I got a couple here. So we may be breaking news here. I don't know. This goes under one of those things where I may be speaking out of turn, but I really don't care at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So Dylan Raiola, the number one player in America, committed to Georgia forever, is going to flip and go to Nebraska. Now, his uncle's on staff there, so that's part of it. He is going to, this is what I did. I've known this for a couple of days. I texted you this a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting $2 million over 4 years. So he's going to get $500,000 a year.
Until he gets in the portal.
So, yeah.
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
But that's where we are. And I know Pete was in here earlier. And that's what's crazy to me about, so you got the number one player in America. Okay, and he plays quarterback. This guy's getting $500,000, and it seems like every person going in the portal now is $500,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how much difference there is between how much the portal players cost versus how much a high school player costs. You got the number one player in America, top player on the board, for $500,000 a year. Now it's easier to retain them if you got them. But it just blows my mind that you can get him for $500,000 a year, but some guy that you've never heard of until you heard him come in the portal, he's getting $500,000 or more. It's just a beautiful thing, man. The world we live in, which leads to the next thing, because a lot of people thought Kyle McCord, the quarterback from Ohio State, was going to Nebraska. Obviously, he probably won't be going to Nebraska now. Why in the world? Just asking here. Why would Kyle McCord go in the portal? He's the starting quarterback at Ohio State. And he's not like trying to stay. He's trying to move.
My guess is that he felt like he was about to get squeezed out.
But why? The guy had a great year. I mean, he's okay, but statistically it was great. And you're at the place that they just shit out receivers and quarterbacks. I mean, their guys go to the league every year. Like, what did he think was going to happen? Like, who was his representation? And I don't know who it was, but that was bad advice. He's going to cost himself because he's literally on the open market right now. Great player. I think he's good. I mean, he's got the whole future ahead of him. He's at Ohio State. I don't know what he was wanting. That was one of the craziest decisions I've seen since we started. I would like to sit down and just ask him why. Makes no sense. Because they're taking care of him there.
Our next partner is Athletic Greens. I drink AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health, sustained energy, immune system support, and I hate taking pills. I drink AG1, I should say, every morning. I love knowing I'm doing something good for my body, giving my body the nutrition it craves, covering my nutritional bases. Covering my nutritional bases for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix 1 small scoop of AG1 with water, drink it first thing in the morning, done. Also like that it costs less than $3 a day. It's pretty good if you ask me. It's a really difficult, I'm got so many things going on the screen. It's unbelievable. It's a really effective daily habit. My apologies. With the highest quality sourced ingredients, it's a win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need for your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Just go to athleticgreens.com/MPW. That's athleticgreens.com/MPW. Check it out.
All right, Neal. Let's switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk a little NFL.
All right.
You talking about change that bothers me a little bit. I'm having a little nostalgia moment. I think this is going to be it for Bill Belichick.
Certainly seems that way.
Been
there a long time.
I was heartbroken for him at the press conference. They kept asking him about, has he talked to Robert Kraft, is this and that. He just says, I'm focusing on the Chiefs. Sad, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That he's had 2 bad years. Is it 2? It's only 2, right? They did okay 3 years ago, right?
I'd have to pull it up.
I think they made the playoffs 3 years ago. Anyway, I know he's had 2 rough ones, and this one's worse than last one. And you got a guy that's won 6 Super Bowls, man. 6 Super Bowls that's getting pushed out the door. What I know we say this a lot. Is anybody safe anymore?
I mean,
this is the equivalent of firing Nick Saban.
So these are his records since he's been with the Patriots. 5-11, 11-5, won a Super Bowl. 9-7, 14-2, won a Super Bowl. 14-2, won a Super Bowl. 10-6, lost in the divisional game. 12-4, lost to the Colts in the AFC Championship game. 16-0, lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. 11-5, and did not make the playoffs. 10-6, lost to the Ravens in the wild card. 14-2, lost to the Jets in the divisional game. 13-3, lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. 12-4, lost to the Ravens in the AFC title game. 12-4, lost to the Broncos in the AFC title game. 12-4, won the Super Bowl. 12-4, lost to the Broncos in the AFC title game. 14-2, won the Super Bowl. 13-3, lost the Super Bowl to the Eagles. 11-5, won the Super Bowl. 12-4, lost to the Titans in the wild card. 7-9, no playoffs. 10-7, lost to the Bills in the wild card game. 8-9, no playoffs. And right now they're 2-9.
Yeah, so he's won 6 Super Bowls and lost another 2? Is that right?
Lost 3. Lost to the Eagles once and the Giants twice.
So the guy's won 6 Super Bowls, lost 3.
Nobody's beating Nick Foles in the damn Super Bowl. Okay.
Hey, it is. Hey, you can't mess with Nick.
Hell no. That's a hell of a record. So all in all, he is total in New England. He's 264 and 117.
Oh
man. 30-12 in the playoffs. It's an incredible number. Overall, he's 300 wins, 161 losses, 31-13 in the playoffs. He's won in New England 71.4% of his playoff games, which is incredible because, you lose once and you're out. That's it.
It's pretty.
You don't get to come back next week if you lose this week.
I heard.
Won 69.3% of his games as the head coach of the New England Patriots.
So my question is this. He's won 6 Super Bowls. He's lost 3. I know there's always a debate, right? But he's always going to be in the debate for the greatest head football coach to ever live.
He's the greatest NFL coach ever lived.
Right.
Yeah. Saban's the greatest college coach ever lived. The fact that they're long-standing friends is an incredible story.
If he decides to continue coaching,
yeah,
how many calls does he get the day he gets fired?
10.
From everybody looking?
Yeah.
And probably people that aren't looking.
Yeah.
So if you got a guy that's
And it might be stale there. And in defense to Kraft, it might be stale in the building. There does come a time when a voice has been heard so much that it's not heard anymore. The voice is so familiar that you don't hear it anymore. I'll give you an example.
That's fair.
I'll give you an example. If you, it's the same as this. If you have like a cuckoo clock, remember your grandmother had a cuckoo clock?
Ironically, I do.
Okay, mine did too. And that thing would go off, and I'd be like, "Whoa!" You hear it. I would always notice my grandmother and my grandfather. They never noticed it. They were used to it. They were used to it. They were there every day and heard it ding. They might pay attention to it to hear what time it was, but they didn't pay attention to it. They didn't hear it. If a voice is just heard so much in a building, after a while, it's not heard at all because it becomes background noise.
No, I get it.
It's the incredible part of what Nick Saban's done. It's what Nick Saban's been able to do over this period of time is absolutely remarkable. And Belichick's been at New England longer than Saban's been at Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it comes to a place where it's time to do something new. Now, if you let him go to Los Angeles and coach the Chargers, go to Chicago and coach the Bears, when he walks into that building, his voice resonates in a different way because that's Bill effing Belichick. So I won't be the guy that piles on Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft's a smart man. He's a good businessman, and he might look at this and go, hey, this is stale for a reason. It's time for us to have a new voice. It's time for him to have a new challenge. I don't know that this is like some horrible thing. And Bill Belichick might deep down, he might not want to talk about it because he doesn't want to let that edge go. He might deep down know it's time to do something new. This is very likely, in my opinion, a conversation that these two men who respect each other, who've been through it, have won a lot together. This is probably a conversation that those two men have had in private over a glass of scotch or something and said, hey, you know what, let's get to the end here and then let's do it the right way. And I have a very strong suspicion that the New England Patriots will one day have Bill Belichick Day and that he will be given the respect that he has absolutely earned.
Yeah. I mean, it's the greatest to ever do it. I hate to see it. I just don't like seeing it end like that. It just bothers me. But hey, thank you so much to I got to pronounce this. You want to try to pronounce this?
It's Cambrais.
Cambrais Shorts 52 with the heart emoji for the large super chat. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Says happy holidays, fellas. Hope you and yours have a great one. I'm planning on it. And next Thursday cannot get here fast enough.
Agreed.
Not fast enough. Not even remotely fast enough. I'm going to enjoy some time here. We got family coming, and then I'm going to the mountains.
Pete DeWeese makes a good point. He says, I feel like Saban brings in new voices to speak his language. Belichick keeps recycling the same voices. I think there's a lot of truth to that. I do. Look at the different types of people that Nick Saban has brought into his building.
Well, he doesn't recycle them by choice.
But but Belichick sends his people out, they fail, and then he brings them back. That's not what Nick Saban does. Nick Saban might bring in people who've run into hard times at other places. Lane Kiffin, Steve Sarkisian, Bill O'Brien.
Well, Loxley was brought in that way.
He recycles them and puts them back out into the world. You don't see those guys come back. It always has new voices. It's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, I see the point for sure. And I think
Saban would be.
I think the bigger problem is quarterback position, but
Saban would be but he would figure it out. Saban
went from having the greatest quarterback that ever lived to, and I love him, but Mac Jones.
They drafted him.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. But
they chose him.
Probably messed with the record a little bit.
But my point about Saban is, I think Saban would be a great politician. Like if you put Saban in the presidency, and by the way, I'd sign on to that right now.
Did you vote for him?
Yeah. I mean, he's probably too young at this
What if
point.
we had a Tuberville and Nick Saban
No.
race for presidency?
No. Saban. Here's what Saban would do. Saban would have the ability to surround himself with really capable people, and he would listen to them. He wouldn't operate in a vacuum. It's one of the things that I think he does incredibly well, is he brings in people from different walks of life, different from him, people who he probably can't really relate to on a lot of levels, but he listens to them. He takes the best of them.
Do you know how much money I would pay to see Nick Saban sit down with Putin and in China and go over foreign policy and say, and he'll listen to him like, hey, let me tell you something. You keep your ass over there. You keep your that would be, I would pay money for that.
But that's what he does. That's what he does well. It's truly what he does well is he is an organizational person, and now he has the final say. And when he says something at the end of the day, he goes, "Hey, this is what we're doing." And everybody understands in the room that's what we're doing. But it's my understanding, and you've certainly been there. I haven't, but I've talked to multiple people who have, and it's my understanding that he listens before he makes decisions.
I learned more about decision making. Like I've said this 1,000 times, so I'm sorry if I'm repetitive. I learned more about decision making in one session with him because I just asked about him, and this goes why I'm so upset about some other things. He always talked about the word consequence. He says every decision that you ever make has a consequence. The problem is people think consequence, they see it as a negative.
Yeah.
It says
in
not
the same
way
they view the word discipline as a negative word. Right.
He says everything has some decisions have good consequences. Some decisions have bad consequences. He goes, great decision makers go, okay, if I make this decision, this is most likely what's going to happen. All right. If that happens, then this is going to happen. And he goes so far down the line before he makes a decision, and he's not going to make a quick decision. He thinks through everything. And I just like that. I learned a ton from him doing that. So anyway, all right, Neal, throw up that betonline.ag for me if you got a chance. I'll remind everybody you can go on to betonline.ag and get yourself a 50% sign-up bonus. We're going to talk about some NFL, some college real quick and get you out of here, give you a little gambling advice on, even though the competition is over. You can also use the QR code to the left of us if you're watching us on YouTube, and that will take you to our link. You can click on the promo code that Neal put in the chat. It will take you there. Sign up, get yourself a 50% sign-on bonus, and bet along with us anywhere, any state, doesn't matter. All right, so first thing I would like to advise you is the college football bowl season is starting Saturday, Neal.
Can't wait.
Before you start,
locked in, maybe.
Before you start, I will be locked in. I'm so fired up. Our guy, my man Rich Rod, has got the Jacksonville State Gamecocks' first ever bowl game in school history. In New Orleans Bowl playing ULL, in the New Orleans Bowl. So I'll be watching that one. But before you start gambling on bowl games, make sure you know two things. One, with all the portal and the sit-outs and opt-outs, know who's playing. Know who's playing in that game, one. And then two, if the team is excited to be there and the other team isn't, always take the team that's excited to be there. Okay, I've lived through that one. Hand raised guy. Got our ass kicked by Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl one year because of
Las Vegas Bowl last year. Lord.
Oh, Las Vegas Bowl. Oregon State was excited to be there. Florida literally flew in the day before, flew out the day. Like they spent one night on the bowl trip. They're ready to get back. So you see it there. So if a team is motivated to be there, having a good time, they're excited to play, take them every single time. But know who's playing.
Tonight? Oh, know who's playing. I thought you said know who is playing.
No, know who is playing in the bowl game, who's not.
K-N-O-W, know who is playing.
Yes. And tonight, the NFL starts. We got a great NFL slate. I love this time of year. We got NFL games on Saturday.
Three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got the Chargers at the Raiders. The Raiders are favored by 3. This could be the most boring football game in the history of the National Football League tonight. You got no Justin Herbert. You got, I don't even know if O'Connell's playing for, you got no Justin Herbert. Allen's not playing. Keenan Allen's not playing. You got Devontae. He may not play. Adams, he may not play. The line is 3. And when you look at a game that the Raiders lost last week 3-0, and the Chargers won 6-0. I mean, this could be like I don't know. The over-under is like 34.5 in this game. I have not even decided if I'm going to play this game. If I do, I'll probably do some prop or something just to be bored. I have no desire to watch this game unless I'm betting on it. And I don't even know if I'm going to do that, even though it's the only game on tonight. You have any feel on this game at all?
No.
With all those people. I mean, this is like a preseason game.
No, Oxford plays Horn Lake tonight. It's much more.
This is literally like
much
watching.
more interesting.
This is almost. I mean, this is just shy of watching a preseason game. That's where we're at with this game. It just counts for two teams that are 5-8. All right, Saturday. This one does count. I'm a little excited about this one. The Vikings going to see our Bengals, who are all of a sudden ready to freaking play. Bengals are favored by 3.
Jake Browning,
Jake
MVP
Browning.
candidate. Jake Browning.
Jake Browning making Joe Burrow nervous up in Cincinnati, just throwing dimes everywhere.
Burrow's like, thank God I got this deal done.
And the Cinderella shoe has officially fallen off of Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
Now they're going to start Mullins Saturday, hoping they can strike magic 3 times in the season.
I like the Bengals here.
I do too. Jefferson
big
may or
time.
may not play. I like the Bengals -3.
Jefferson's going to go look for some real estate
Where?
in Cincinnati.
Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson. He's going to play. He's going to be a Bengal next year.
Okay. How are they going to pay all those guys? Is he?
Well, Higgins won't be there.
Is there going to be a TRO for salary cap now?
They're going to make it work.
Okay, I like it. All right, one of my favorite games of the week. Steelers are at the Colts. The Colts are favored by 1.5. And Neal, that is not enough. I'm going to take the Colts in this one. Steelers suck. Trubisky's terrible. Steelers are just, and I hate it from my man Clay Carter. I've been up and down on the Steelers all year, but they're not playing well right now. The Colts aren't either, but they're at home. I like the Colts in this one. Broncos at the Lions. One of the most interesting games of the week.
Detroit needs to get back on it.
They got to get back on it.
They got to get the saddle back.
They got to get back on it. And Denver, they're in a little playoff race. It's a must-win, really, for both teams.
Denver's 7-6 after that start. Sean Payton, man.
All right, I didn't listen to the show today. Did y'all talk about the NFL playoff scenarios and stuff?
No, dude.
Right.
We
were
providing therapy.
I got you. Was Chase really? I got to go back. I got to go listen.
Chase is pretty emotional about it. Not like crying, but emotional. Chase is very concerned about all of it.
You should be.
Well, if I were his age, I would be too.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
But that ain't gonna help. I was just pissed off yesterday for about 45 minutes and realized it wasn't gonna help, so I stopped getting pissed. The AFC and the NFC have like 11 teams on both sides that can still make the playoffs, and you're talking about like position 2 to 11 is like a game apart. There's gonna be some good teams left out, and there's gonna be some bad teams in, probably based on who they're playing the rest of the season. Broncos, don't fall asleep on the Broncos.
Mm-mm.
Russell Wilson starting to look like Russell Wilson again. Sean Payton doing Coach of the Year. Sean Payton, if the Broncos make the playoffs, Sean Payton Coach of the Year for what he's done with Russell Wilson. He's starting to do things like he did in Seattle. I don't know what the deal is, but it's starting to look semi good.
I got in Cincinnati. If the Bengals make the playoffs with
Fair.
Jake Browning,
Fair. OC is getting a head chop somewhere.
Well, and the Bengals look back on this and their mistake. Their mistake was not letting Browning have some time at the beginning of the year when Burrow shouldn't have been playing.
Yeah. No, 100%. Then you get in that whole situation. All right, Jets at the Dolphins. Dolphins -8.5 after a bad Monday night loss. Hey, by the way, we didn't talk about this. Do you know the Monday night, if you would have parlayed the money lines like for the underdogs, like a $20 parlay would have paid you like $900.
Oh, really?
It was that crazy. The Jets are at the Dolphins. Another interesting game. Probably was interdivision game. Dolphins struggled on offense the other day. Tyreek Hill got hurt early in that game. He came back, did the old Lazarus approach where he was on the ground and then he sprints off the field. Then he doesn't go in the game for like 2.5 quarters. He comes in the game, plays like comes in with like 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. They start getting things going on offense. Then the last drive of the game, just chills. Doesn't go out for the last drive of the game. They don't convert. I don't know. That was weird. Wilson played good Sunday. They had a big win against the Texans at home on Sunday. I would almost lean Jets to cover the line here. +8.5. That's a big number. With the way everybody's playing, I think the Dolphins win the game. One of the most surprising lines of the week, I feel like I'm being trapped here. There's 2 that I feel trappy. This is one of them. Houston Texans at the Titans. Titans are favored by 2.5. I think they're getting a little love off what they did in Miami on Monday night. They're not that good. I like the Texans in that game.
People starting to like Will Levis a little bit. What?
Just saying. Everybody gave me hell about that take. All right, Bucks at the Packers. Yeah, I don't have nothing on this game. Don't care. It is what it is. I think the Saint fans and the Falcons fans are pulling for the Packers. This NFC South is going to be a shit show coming down the stretch based on who you're playing. I don't think it matters interdivisionally. I think it's the schedule is going to determine the winner in that one. But in Lambeau, probably the Packers win the game. I don't know about covering. Not going to bet that game. Giants at the Saints. Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah.
On fire.
I know.
Giants are like the team of destiny. Going to play the Saints. Saints have to win. Saints are favored by 6. I'm taking the Giants. Give me Tommy DeVito. They're just playing, man. They're competing. They're just playing. Saints are a little tight. Can't decide who's playing, who's not. Give me the Giants to cover against the Saints. Falcons at Panthers. If the Panthers win, I quit. GJG. If the Panthers beat the Falcons, it's bad. Falcons should win that one easily. How about I got a question for you? What about your Bears at the Browns? The Bears, are we back?
They're not back. They're not bad right now. Fields has been okay. They're competing. They're 5-8. Probably on their way to 6-11. Got a decision to make at head coach. Got lots of assets, lots of picks. Got a decision to make at quarterback. Got the Panthers pick.
Speaking of, you buying into this conspiracy about Caleb Williams?
What is the conspiracy?
You haven't heard?
No.
We breaking news here?
Probably.
A lot of talk about Caleb Williams not going to the NFL and transferring to Ohio State because he doesn't want to play for the Bears.
I mean, look, I'm not sure that you could surprise me.
I'm with you.
I mean, I'm not sure that you could throw something out there and go, hey, did you hear about this?
There's talk.
Yeah, sure.
How much money would it take for you to do that if you were the kid, if you were representing the kid? $2 million, $3 million?
Well, I mean, financially, it would be a really stupid thing to do because
you damn near buy yourself with the talent you got. You damn near buy yourself a national championship, though.
Sure, but
can you imagine Caleb Williams with, like, I know he's not coming back, but talent like Marvin Harrison Jr. and those guys?
But I mean, what's your rookie contract when you're the first pick in the draft?
First pick, you're getting probably like 20-something million.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
But he's going to get it next year anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how I could. I don't know how I. Yeah, well, next year if he's healthy.
Oh, he'll get insurance.
Yeah. In short, it's probably not something I would recommend that he do. But if he did, I'd want to get $2.5 to $3 million.
How?
And he could easy.
Yeah,
Ohio State would give him that.
Somebody would. All right, Chiefs. All of a sudden, the Chiefs struggling on offense.
I mean, I can almost hear Lane Kiffin on the phone right now calling around to people trying to get Caleb Williams.
Oh, dude. He would get whatever he wanted. That would be an NIL number. I would be so curious to see how that worked out. All right, the Chiefs.
But to finish the point,
I
I don't know how I could, as his advisor, advise him to do that.
Well, the problem is his advisor is his father, who wants ownership in teams and shit. So he's not getting sound advice.
No, he's not. Well, that's a common thing.
What's that?
Not getting sound advice. There's some dudes in the portal that right now are not getting sound advice. Woo! I mean, wow at how bad the advice is.
Can I give a little Cole Walters life advice for players real quick?
Sure, because we need to read that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's going to be real quick.
Life advice presented by State Farm agent Cole Walters. He's insured and licensed, I should say, in auto, home, life, health, business, and pet insurance for the whole state of Georgia. Contact Cole at 706-525-7850. You can also find him at ColeWaltersInsurance.com.
Life advice for all college football players. When you decide to go in the portal and or go to college and you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hire an agent. Okay? And you go out and you hire an agent and you hire representation. Okay? You know what you're paying for, Neal?
What's that?
You're paying for advice. Sound advice on what to do from the 30,000-foot view on what you should do with your future. That's what you're paying for in an agent. That agent also goes and negotiates for you. That's what they're getting paid for. So don't go hire. Here's your advice. If you're not going to listen to your representation and what they tell you to do when they tell you you're doing something stupid and completely wrong, don't hire them because you're wasting your money if you're going to listen to Uncle Billy down at the corner, okay? Because Uncle Billy's advice, Neal, it's free. It's probably not the right thing. Just remember, you get what you pay for. If you want good advice, you go hire a good agent. They will give you great sound advice, and you will be great. But if you're listening to Uncle Billy, don't pay the agent. Save yourself some money.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, when you get stuck out in the cold and you don't have anywhere to go and you get a lot less money than you were going to get, make sure you get pissed off at Uncle Billy, not the agent. That's your life advice for the day.
It's good.
It's happening.
Oh, yes.
And one me and you both know about. Just I'm over the saga, by the way. I'm over the saga. Just whatever. I don't.
It's happening on multiple guys, but yeah, that one in particular is like, whoa, dude, you're just hurting yourself.
What are we doing? All right, Chiefs gonna get right.
I mean, really, you do wish you could like sit him down and go, hey, just you and me. I'm gonna tell you the truth here. Don't listen to anyone else in your family
ever.
I mean, for a while.
Unless it's like, what do you want for Christmas?
And then it would be, and stop talking. You're killing yourself right now.
Hey, by the way, I saw it happen today. We're in a world with this portal stuff. And I know you're all up in it right now with the portal stuff, that some websites and stuff are reporting like visits and things like that. And I saw your post today where the one kid said, no, I'm not. And he kind of refuted the evidence.
Yeah.
I literally was talking to an agent like 2 days ago, and they reported his client the deal that he was going somewhere, and the agent I was talking, he says, yeah, such and such is going to here. I was like, yeah, that was on the internet like 4 hours ago. He goes, you know how close that guy came? He says, you know how close that guy came to being like dumb? I was like, what do you mean? He goes, he reported that and the deal wasn't done. Like we had major negotiation deals to get through with that deal not being done. He goes, it's just a matter of time that he puts out something that's wrong because of where he's getting his quote unquote sourcing from. Okay. And I'll be damned if it didn't happen the next day. That was yesterday. We had that conversation or the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. The Chiefs are in a get right spot at the Patriots. Chiefs are minus 7.5. They got to cover that. Patriots can't score. They'll probably cover that.
I would think they got Chiefs better get that offense fixed here soon.
Yeah, quick.
Yeah.
49ers minus 12 at the Cardinals. I'm not messing with this. I know we got some guys on your board that like to tease games. This is a game I would tease in a bet, gain 6 points and put them with the Cardinals. I think if they get them up to 18 or whatever it is, I think you're good there. Commanders at the Rams minus 6.5. Not touching that one. That's just a boring game. Who cares? And then probably the trappiest line all week is the Bills are favored by 2 at home against the Cowboys.
Why is that trappy?
Because the Cowboys are playing lights fucking out right now.
Bills playing pretty well too.
Yeah, but to be favored, the Cowboys just freaking put a beat down.
It's up there.
Yeah. I mean, I know, but that's just very.
What's the weather up there?
I hadn't looked.
Hey Siri,
it's gonna rain. I know it's gonna rain.
Hey Siri, what's the weather forecast for Buffalo, New York on Sunday?
There's a big front coming through. It'll be on Sunday.
Rain in 48.
Yeah, I know it's going to a lot of rain, like 2 inches of rain they're expecting on the whole East Coast. That's just real trappy to me. That makes me think take the Bills on that one. And then Sunday night game, Ravens minus 3.5 at the Jaguars. That'll be a good game. Be a really good game. So that'll be a good Sunday night game. And then Eagles Monday night at the Seahawks. Eagles are favored by 3.5.
Eagles need to get well here soon too.
Yeah, they got some issues.
That AFC's up for grabs now.
NFC too?
I mean, I like the Niners and the Cowboys.
Yeah, you got the Niners, Cowboys, Eagles. That I feel comfortable saying it's going to come between those three.
But the AFC?
AFC.
Shoo.
All right, so the Bills are one of the 11 teams that's like 7-6, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
so they got to get into the playoffs, and they got a tough schedule. They got a tough schedule here on out. They just got to get there.
I mean, obviously Kansas City could do it. Buffalo could do it.
Miami
could do it. Baltimore could do it. I don't really think Jacksonville can do it, watching them here lately. But sure.
They got enough ass to kick ass.
I don't think the Texans can do it.
No, I agree.
I don't think Cleveland can do it.
Agree. They're good enough on defense, just not on offense. Broncos, no.
I don't think the Broncos can do it. I don't think the Bengals can do it. But, I mean, some of those teams could win a playoff game and shake it up. If you told me that the Broncos or the Bengals upset a team in the first round, I'd buy it.
Well, here's what you can't count the Bengals out for is besides the quarterback, they got unbelievable skill players on offense. All it takes for if he comes out like they played against Jacksonville last week and he goes whatever he was, 24 or 24, and he's throwing for 4 bills, they'll beat somebody in the playoffs now. Like,
Hayden Harris going with the conspiracy theory. He says, check out the Super Bowl colors. It's Ravens-Niners.
I would I've heard that before. I would believe the Niners. I don't think the Ravens can get there. I don't think they're good enough. I think they I just don't – I don't see it with the Ravens. I don't think they can win. Hey, fun fact. I didn't know this the other night because they're looking dead ass into it. Do you know that Patrick Mahomes has never played a road playoff game?
I did not know that.
Never.
How about that?
Like all 11 games have been at home or something like that. He's played almost a full season of playoff games at home. He's never played a road playoff game ever.
Oh, how about that? That speaks to their regular season dominance.
Yeah. That's wild, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I love Patrick Mahomes bitching about a call when the only reason he got to the Super Bowl last year was some calls.
Well, you got to – at least he's – I mean, we talked about this the other day, but I'm just glad he kind of – I like to show a little bit of personality. I can't stand the people in the middle. Either be a villain or be a over-the-top good guy. Don't be just stale. At least he said something.
That's true.
You know, they got enough drama going on, though, with Kelsey and with Kelsey Swift, the Swifties. Did you – so some guy – this is when you know –
the answer to, by the way, to any question over the last 12 days of did you see is no, I did not. I have just tunnel visioned the portal.
So if you need further proof that normal people, including attorney generals and federal judges, don't understand football or anything like that, Taylor Swift's publicist had to issue a statement because Travis Kelce was not at her birthday party yesterday in New York.
Okay.
And they didn't understand, like people don't understand that he's got like practice and a job that he has to go to on Wednesday, which Wednesday in the NFL is like Tuesday in college.
It's work day.
It's work day.
Yeah.
Didn't understand how he couldn't be at the party in New York. So that just goes to tell you that normal people do not understand how things work. And we take those things for granted. So I just thought that was kind of comical that it got to the point where he had to release a statement of why he wasn't in attendance. Because people were just wearing him out for not attending his girlfriend's birthday party.
If he really cared, he would have been there.
Shit.
I mean,
unless you wanted to have the birthday party in Kansas City.
There you go.
Maybe she doesn't care enough.
Maybe she doesn't care enough. Maybe this is the first sign of a fissure.
Not having my birthday party in Kansas City. So, but we'll announce. That's all I got. We'll announce some point in time between now and next week what day and all the time we're going to do our show and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
it'll be a good show. You got to come up with some good life advice questions. You can call in with life advice.
Yeah, you can call in, get life advice.
Grind, you can call in. We can get pissy over the NCAA ruling, whatever you want to do. We'll have fun with it. Are you going to drink?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be a great day for us just to crank it up. Just get shit-faced on the air. You going to do it?
I doubt if I do that, but I will absolutely have a couple drinks for sure.
We should have like a drinking game where we have to take shots.
I don't think that's a good idea. That's not a good idea. Nope. No.
Wednesday night there'll be like an NBA game or something, and like we can pick a player, and every time he makes a shot or misses a shot, we can take a shot. We'll just pick a random guy.
No.
Huh?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't need to do that. I want to wake up on the 21st and enjoy my day.
Well, hey, we'll get you some game changer patches. and then we'll get you some rain to crank it up in the morning. You'll be ready to go.
I will wake up ready to go. I will be good, but I'm not. Nope.
I'm gonna need it. Look, so we're done. So quickie wise,
Yeah.
So Thursday we're
off.
We're off.
Yeah.
And we're shutting it down because when coaches are off, we got to be off, right? So we're signing days Wednesday. We're shutting it down for the rest of the year, and I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, I'm definitely that will be the beginning of my vacation. Whenever I finish on the 20th is the start of my vacation, and I will resume work on the 26th when I arrive in Atlanta.
Okay,
that's my plan.
I'm not even resuming work then. I'm going to the mountains.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm covering the Peach Bowl. Thanks to the people at Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating. I'll be in Atlanta on the 26th. I'll be there throughout the game. I'll cover the game. Come back here on
what are you going to do during the day? Like, are you going to go to practices and stuff?
I think there's some practice access. We have like press conference stuff the 27th, 28th, 29th. So I'll write during the day. Okay. Probably write some at night. I'll do a lot of work.
Sounds good. I'll be chasing grizzly bears. So
there'll be grizzlies up in the mountains, man.
Not grizzlies. There'll be bears. There won't be grizzlies. Yeah. They don't have grizzlies over here, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in the North Carolina area.
Laura's aunt and uncle have a place in Cashiers. It's cool. That's nice.
I actually don't know where we're going. I just know it's in there.
There's bears.
I know it's in the North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee area of mountains.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's up in that area.
Yeah, it's around Asheville, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's we're going. Gorgeous.
Yeah, I love it.
Beautiful country.
I enjoy going to. I'm good for a couple of days, and I can't do it for a long time, but I'm good checking out for a little bit. Reset. And then crazy stuff.
I'm gonna try really hard to completely check out. I'm gonna see if I can make myself do it. It's one of my goals to get better at that.
Why do you struggle?
Feel
like you're missing out.
I have a hard time not working. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, dude, just turn it off.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try for several days to. Both my brothers coming to town on the 21st, so. That's another reason that I don't need to get just trashed on the 20th because there's a decent chance that happens.
They're going to be here on Wednesday?
No, Thursday.
Okay.
They'll both get here on Thursday.
So we can have a family episode, man. We can get them up here and.
You don't want that.
Why? That'd be great.
It would be funny, but
see, my brother-in-laws, they're highly one brother-in-law in particular. He's probably listening right now.
Mm-hmm.
He asks me every single time we go on because we go on vacation with my wife's. Brothers. She's got 3 brothers. We go on vacation together. Every single time that I go there or we go somewhere, they want to have a family episode. Every time.
You should do it.
Now see that now they're going to want to do it.
You should do that.
But I told them we'd do it. So but here's the thing is I have one brother-in-law who's a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's kind of protected by HIPAA about some of the funny stories I'd like to ask him on air, but he couldn't say. And I have another brother who worked in the White House and the Pentagon that I have all kinds of questions for. They used to be on TV a lot doing the briefings. Then I have the other brother's a sports agent. I got all kinds of fun questions we could ask. I just don't know how much they would actually share. They just sit here and look at it.
Only one way to try, right?
Yeah.
Take your shot. I'm looking to see what the NBA schedule is that night.
On Wednesday?
Yeah, I got it right here. Games on Wednesday the 20th. No, I don't want to vote for the All-Star game right now. Wolves at 76ers. That's a good game at 6.
Okay.
Heat at Magic. That's a good game. Hornets at Pacers is not a good game. Jazz at Cavs is not a good game. Nuggets at Raptors. Not particularly a good game. Knicks at Nets. It's a good game. Hawks and Rockets. Look at the Rockets at 12-9. Lakers, Bulls, Clippers, Mavericks. That's a good game, late game.
John Morant comes back today, right? His suspension is officially over.
Is that right?
I think so.
Okay, it's about that time. And then Celtics, Kings. That's a good game. A lot of good NBA games on Wednesday night. So we'll turn some NBA on. We'll probably start around 5:30, 6 o'clock. We'll turn some NBA on and take calls and
NBA and alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you shit faced. What if we shotgun some beers? Would you shotgun a beer with me? Live on air?
Probably not.
Come on, let's go.
My girls are both going to be here. I don't.
Well, they can come shotgun with us. We'll have we'll just do it. We'll do a deal. I'll have Brock over here to drive me home.
I'll bring Campbell. Get Campbell in.
Yeah. Anybody of age. We don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Caroline's not of age quite yet. She's yet to have a drink.
Would you get in trouble for your underage daughter shotgunning beers on air?
I mean, I wouldn't think. I mean, who would I get in trouble with?
I don't know. This episode brought to you by the Biden administration 2024.
Yeah, they have enough issues.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, we'll shut it down there. We'll talk to you guys on Wednesday at some point with a crossover show like we talked about. Have a great weekend. Be safe, and we'll talk to you again soon. We've been brought to you by Rain Total Body Fuel, by the way. I didn't talk about Rain enough today, and I apologize. Rain Total Body Fuel. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more. Thanks to Bob and all the people at Rain for making this show possible. 141 episodes full. So until next time.
Real quick on Rain, just remind everybody, because we only have one episode left, and we need to get Bob to call in, give us a breakdown on next Wednesday. But starting January 1, we got the new flavors of Rain that are coming out. We got citrus zest and strawberry guava coming out on the new Rain Stormline, and sour gummy worm, sour gummy bear coming out in a normal black can Rains. So coming out January 1.
By the way, you'll see a good game tonight. Thunder and the Kings in Sacramento tonight at 9 o'clock. Be a good game.
Oh, dude, I told you.
Thunder Kings will be a really good game. Every time they play, it's pretty.
I purchased the NBA League Pass yesterday. So much cheaper than it was. How much do you think it cost me?
$100.
$49.99.
How about that? That's
so I got that yesterday. So I had the tube on, trying to be a good friend and support my guys' NBA thing.
Game of the night tonight though. Timberwolves and Mavericks in Dallas at 7:30. It's a hell of a good game.
Okay.
Hell of a good game.
Sounds good.
All right, talk to y'all soon.